Welcome back. You are watching and listening to Breakfast with Martin and Pip.
And joining us now to go through some of the day's headlines is the Deputy Editor of Spiked, Fraser Myers, and the forecaster and author, James Woodhousen. So before we get going, here's a clip of Elon Musk and Rishi Sunak's conversation on AI, because we're about to talk about AI. Let's watch this.
Would your kind of observation be on AI and the impact on labour markets and people's jobs and how they should feel about that as they think about this?
Well, I think we are seeing the most disruptive force in history here. Where we have for the first time, we will have for the first time something that is smarter than the smartest human. And that, I mean, it's hard to say exactly what that moment is, but there will come a point where no job is needed. You can have a job if you want to have a job for sort of personal satisfaction, but the AI will be able to do everything. So I don't know if that makes people comfortable or uncomfortable. That's why I say if you wish for a magic genie, that gives you any wishes you want, and there's no limit. You don't have those three wish limit nonsense. You just have as many wishes as you want. It's both good and bad. One of the challenges in the future will be how do we.
OK, of course, that was Elon Musk in conversation with Rishi Sunak. That was off the back of
Jeremy Paxman, wasn't he, Rishi Sunak?
It was, yeah. That was off the back of the AI summit, the global summit at Bletchley Park. So let's talk about this, James. You're into futurology, predicting things. Interesting how 1 minute Elon Musk was calling AI anti-human, it will end the world, and now he's saying none of us would have to do any work, we can put our feet up. I mean, make your mind up, lads.
Well, the truth is somewhere in between, and I think people should really stop worrying about it to the degree that Elon Musk is doing, saying there will be no jobs at all. It's just ridiculous. Rishi Sunak, far too gullible, not at all like Jeremy Paxman, in really interrogating this nonsense.
I know, it was a joke. I wasn't being serious.
I got it, but, I wish Jeremy Paxman had been there, Just nearly 40 years ago, I published this book with the Victoria and Albert Museum, and the main lesson that I conveyed about robots, which Musk is talking about, is that there'll be a long time coming. And I've got to ask Elon Musk or you, Pip, have you ever seen a robot take somebody's job, actually tuck himself under a desk?
I've worked with a few robots over the years, James.
That's right. Well, it's always easier to turn a man into a robot or a woman than a robot into a human being.
So when you say it's all nonsense, what Musk was saying, are you saying it's too far ahead? It could happen, but way, 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 way ahead when we're...
No, I don't think it can happen at all. You see, what people miss about AI is that we are human bodies. I'm attracted to you. Do robots feel that kind of feeling? Have they got spiritual judgment? Have they got aesthetic judgment? Have they got political judgment?
It's not that kind of show. We're not a dating show. This is the breakfast show. Stick to the story,
in the morning.
Just a gag. I was joking. No, I better not say that. But anyway, the point is they lack our faculties. Above all, particularly right now with what's happening in Gaza and everything else, they lack moral judgment. Robots and AI can only reflect the programmer, and they don't have any independent will.
Now, that's a great point, because Fraser, Rishi Sunak, God bless his cotton socks. Yeah. He's been trying to switch us all onto AI and get us excited about it for ages. It's obviously a hobby horse of his, but people tend to glaze over a bit because they don't see how it relates to them. On the one hand, it's going to end the planet. The next thing is endless leisure time. What people really care about is it going to get rid of their job? Now, who will it replace? And I'm really passionate about making sure, particularly the working classes, aren't always shafted by this new technology and just replaced by automation. How can we take care of ourselves? What kind of jobs are going to be safe?
Well, I think what's interesting about AI is that it has the potential to, replace a lot of more middle-class jobs. Yeah. It's actually some of the sort of data work, things like that. Accountants. That's what the fear is. I mean, but we shouldn't exaggerate how good the technology is as well. I think that's a lot of people are getting ahead of themselves in this. I mean, so the AI has asked ChatGPT to write a report. And I can tell you it's not going to replace journalism anytime soon. So it says, for instance, imagine the riot of colours on that brisk morning, the dawn painting the sky in hues of pink and orange as delegates from over 50 countries representing a mosaic of cultures arrived. Now, that's not going to replace their journalists anytime soon because it doesn't have, as James was saying, human judgment. It doesn't have the ability to say, that's a bit much, isn't it? You know, that's
it sounds like a human, a student that swallowed a dictionary is maybe on drugs.
Well, that's precisely what it's like. Because if you and actually the technical term for what AI often does is hallucinate. So it can make up facts.
So it is hallucinating.
It is hallucinating. Yeah. It genuinely, and that's what the tech people call it.
Once you get past how impressive the technology is, it actually would make the world quite boring, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because there'd be no personalities anymore.
Well, this is right. Emotions are entirely foreign to the world of electrons. You know, what we've got to understand is that people learn from physical contact. They learn from making love. They learn from yoga or whatever it is. And a machine can't do that. You know, it just lacks everything that we've got. So can we stop the panic? Can we stop the mad euphoria as well? You know, in fact, there's just been a survey showing that the middle class is working longer hours and for longer than ever before because they're squeezed. So, you know, Fraser's right. The threat to jobs will be, insofar as it exists, will be to administrative jobs. But remember, we heard all about the threat to jobs 10 years ago from the Oxford Institute, and nothing's happened. What the story has been is labour utilisation, more immigration, longer hours. That's been the story.
Well, actually, when I was a lad, we were told that robots would be making cocktails, washing our cars and sorting our lives out. None of that's happening.
Yeah, where is it? We deserve it, surely. I
Bring
think
it on.
One thing that obviously Sunak is too dim to notice, but there is a reason why Musk is, you know, peddling this line.
He wants the contract.
That it's A, super powerful, because it bigs up his company, but also super dangerous, because actually it's the tech people that want new regulations to come in. The incumbent tech firms are desperate for there to be regulation so that it can basically kill any other sort of start-up firms at birth. They're using it to create an oligopoly for themselves.
All right, let's lighten the mood a bit, because one thing we were talking about earlier on was Christmas ads. Yeah, they're already here. The day after blooming Halloween they came out. I think we've got a few to show you here. Let's have a look.
Now, I think this one is the new Morrison's one, and you can see it's all about an oven glove.
The talking oven glove.
Singing oven glove. It's singing Nothing's Going to Stop Us Now.
Exactly. So, first of all, I don't know why it's not Christmas music. But I suspect this Morrison's advert... Oh, no, this is the M&S one.
That's Dawn French.
The Morrison's advert is probably going to be less divisive than the M&S one. But come on, gentlemen, what do you think? Is it too early to be talking about Christmas, seeing everything about Christmas, listening to Christmas music on the radio? I mean, we haven't had bonfire night yet. James?
Well, can't they be a bit more innovative? You know, just this morning, to get to you at crack of dawn, I saw Jupiter, because I love astronomy, and it's really, really bright. Now, the story goes that the star of Bethlehem was actually Jupiter at 4 AD. And, you know, it doesn't cast shadows like Venus does. But a story about that in a commercial, you know, investigating that, would be so much more interesting. Why do they have to dumb it? Well, it is to do with Christmas. It's to do with the Magi.
The Star of Bethlehem was made up, it was Jupiter. That might put a dampener on the proceedings.
Yeah, but at least it might excite interest more than an oven glove.
Let's talk,
it might make us fall asleep, but...
Fraser, let's talk about the M&S one. It's got people going. So if you haven't seen it, 3 Christmas hats thrown on a fire, red, white and green, and, of course, people were offended by that.
Yeah, I mean, the advert's offended everyone, actually, because the premise of the advert is sort of do your own Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, ignore what your family wants, ignore tradition. So there are some people who are upset about that. And then other people are upset about this unfortunate scene in which these, Christmas hats are thrown into the fire, and they happen to line up exactly in the way that the Palestinian flag does. Now, so people have taken this as, nutters have taken this as a symbol of, M&S's support for the IDF in Israel and the Israeli bombing campaign against Gaza, even though this was filmed in August.
And it's
dark side to that, because people accuse M&S of being a Jewish shop, because it was founded by a Jewish person, and there have been protests outside M&S, unrelated to the advert.
OK,
in relation to
we have to leave it there for the moment. And it's worth pointing out it's also the colour of the Welsh flag, and none of the Welsh complained about it, did they? But look, that's the funny old world we live in. Stick with us, lads, because we're going to show you the weather first and then come back to you.